The puzzle is one of the most difficult genres for video game developers. You have to come up with an interesting basic mechanics because it will hold everything together. Build a few dozen puzzles based on it so that they don't repeat and don't seem monotonous. Arrange the levels correctly so that their complexity is not jumping, and a progression system that periodically offers the players new features. That's why puzzle games are either masterpieces like The Witness and Baba Is You, or passable and an astringent twinkle like The Sojourn. Bonfire Peaks is more likely to belong to the first category. Bonfire Peaks is a game about parting with the past. The main character that we know nothing about travels through a location studded with his memories. There's a bed, there's a computer or a saxophone, there's a car, and next to it is a TV. Everywhere there are unit fires that light up as we approach. We sit down next to one of them, press the interaction button, and are taken to a level. And there we need to take the box with all things to the fire and burn it, for which in the central ward we will get a box needed to move on. There are no dialogues and monologues, no description of what's going on. We only find out who something belongs to through drop-down achievements. That is why the idea seems to be brilliant. Just looking at the gameplay, you understand without too much details what is going on and what for the developers want to tell. There are 200 levels in Bonfire Peaks, and in all of them the task is the same, to bring to the box painted in dark color to the fire. Light boxes which the characters can drag and use as stepping stones or in other ways help with this. The lifted box the character always keep in front of him, which often causes difficulties. For example, you will not be able to climb up to the platform with the box in his hands if you catch it on the wall. The saving grace is that the character is able to walk with his back to the front. The controls are not entirely user-friendly, but you quickly get used to them, and it's hardly possible to implement them better. Already during the first hour you are faced with puzzles that you can solve by the click of your fingers, but it happens not at once. The developers clearly paid a lot of attention to the order in which they are offered the puzzles, and the difficulty they always change in ascending order. That said, there are extremely rare levels that you want to leave immediately because of their size and number of objects. There aren't many elements in the puzzles here, 2 or 3 bonus boxes, 1 story box, and all sorts of environment details like an obstacle pole or a strong stream of water. If you get stuck on a puzzle, that's okay. Bonfire Peaks doesn't require you to mop up everything. I didn't count exactly, but it seems that you don't even have to pass half of levels. Structurally, the game looks like this. You get into a room with several fires, and the next location is located above or hiding behind a barrier. You must either bring one box or build a mini ladder or tree. These boxes, as I wrote above, are given for completing levels, and usually there are noticeably more bonfires than boxes needed. For example, if you need 3 boxes, there are 6 or 7 bonfires. It's up to you to choose what you want to pass and what you want to leave for later. At the same time, there is a desire to pass all levels, or at least return to the script. It's all about the lack of overloaded puzzles, as well as interesting solutions and fun mechanics. Closer to the beginnings of the game are beginning to find oblong boxes, which can be grabbed from all sides, as they are not only suitable for trivial drag and drop. Then you stumble upon platforms that disintegrate after the first touch, and traps. If you step on the button, you die from an arrow in the head. And their traps immediately have interesting use. Restarting the puzzles is strenuous. You can also undo the moves made. Both normal steps and action with boxes are taken into account. Everything is very convenient and clear. Most importantly, there is nothing unnecessary in Bonfire Peaks. There is no annoying storyline that continuously interrupts the puzzles. No oppressive music, just pleasant atmospheric composition, and the cracking of embers. No collectibles there, enough entertainment here without that. A charming voxel graphics makes the project unlike the others. It's interesting that the PlayStation 5 version supports the in-game hints feature, the same on available to PlayStation Plus subscribers. When you start a level and press the PS button on the gamepad, a special card appears and in it is a short video clip of the puzzle. Since the game is already generous and always you to skip a lot of puzzles. Those who just want to reach the final are unlikely to use it, but the process of mopping up 100 will become easier. It is true that in the pre-release version there were no hints for the levels of the second half of the game. Bonfire Peaks is a brilliant puzzle game in which everything described in the first paragraph is clearly done. There are 200 grid. Various puzzles there are a huge pleasure to solve. The pace of the game is unbroken, both by increasing difficulty in each new section and by the ability to skip difficult puzzles. It looks great, sounds great, and the idea of burning memories blends perfectly with the gameplay. So the memories of Bonfire Peaks will definitely not want to be burned. Thank you.